Shalom, family. Shalom, family. Bear with me, Israel. We're going to start in a few minutes. Shalom, shalom, family. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akadas. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahushai is who the world is, calls Jesus the Christ. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule God through the Spirit, teaching His word and believing His word to the best of their ability. Lord willing, through the power and the Spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, they increase. Right? Mighty shalom to all for elect scattered, four corners of the earth, in and out of congregations, teaching this truth to the best of their ability, best of their ability. Lord willing, the Most High increased them. And with that, I say shalom to the wise and the single sisters that's playing their role, being believers in His word. Lord willing, the Most High increase you into being a virtuous woman, right? Lord willing, the Most High have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. So today is really a part 3 of the Greek captivity and talking about Hanukkah, Feast of Dedication, Feast of Lights. We already did a little here and there the first video and dealt with the first chapter. Then I doubled back and I did the rest of chapter 1, verse 51 to 64. I did little videos in between. Now we're in the third video, which is First Maccabees chapter 2. We got the candles lit. Basically got 3 more days. So since we hit in the the second chapter, third, fourth, and fifth chapter, Lord willing, we can continue the flow in the series even after Hanukkah, right? But it's just about to remember where we came from before we got into the Americas. Understand your history is what got you here, because those moments needed to take place for us to get to where we are right now. So before I crack down on this, you see the title, it says, one of the worst kings of our history is Antiochus Epiphanes. He is one of the worst kings, rulers, emperors we had in the Israelite history. Because he, after Alexander, even though Alexander was Hellenizing people into that Greek culture, But he was making people leave their culture, and if you didn't yield, you'd be put to death. This is Daniel chapter 2, verse 21, and it says, let me start at 20. It says, Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of the Most High forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changeth the times and the seasons. He removeth kings and set up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. I only really went here just to show you the Lord set up kings and remove kings. The Lord set up Antiochus, Epiphanes, to be ruler. The Lord set him up to be that. The elite that's ruling America, the Lord set them up. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, so on and so on, right? The Lord set them up to be the so-called rulers. So like you are. Let's go to Proverbs 21. But it was just so smooth. When I read it in the GNT. This is Proverbs 21, verse 1 to 7 in the GNT. This is what it reads. It says, Yahweh Shemashai controls the mind of a king as easily as he directs the course of a stream, right? The kings of Israel and the kings of these nations, right? And he directs them so easily, the course of a stream, as easily as the course of a stream. He may think that everything, or you may think that everything you do is right, but remember that Yahweh Shemashai judge your motives, right? We know in Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 10, the Lord search the heart and try to reign and give every man according to his ways. It says, do what is right and fair, that pleases Yahweh Shemashai more than bringing him sacrifices. Wicked people are controlled by their conceit, right? And arrogance. And this is sinful, right? So wicked people are controlled by their conceit, right? Or conceited, right? And their arrogance. And this is sinful, right? So the Lord is controlling the wicked by their conceited and arrogant ways. It says, plan carefully and you will have plenty. If you act too quickly, you will never have enough, right? See, plan carefully and you will have plenty. If you act too quickly, you will never have enough, right? Sometimes a lot of us, this is just a sidebar. This is a sidebar. A lot of us rush into certain things, rush into buying something, rush into spending something, and we do it too quick, we won't have enough. And he's saying, plan carefully and you will have plenty. If you act too quickly, you will never have enough. So you plan. It's just like you buy. How would you buy a car? You know it's this much. Instead of rush just to go get anything or hurry up and dropping bread, be patient. Take your time. Take steps, right? So you can make the right decision. Verse 6, the riches you get by dishonesty soon disappear, but not before they lead you into the jaws of death. The wicked are doomed by their own violence. They refuse to do what is right, right? And where were we at? Yeah, we go into 2 Maccabees, the 2nd chapter, right? He says the wicked are doomed by their own violence. They refuse to do right? So they're doomed by their own violence. So let's see. 2 Maccabees, I'm going to go to chapter 7. Verse 34, it says, but thou, O godless men, and of all other most wicked, be not lifted up without a cause, nor puffed up with uncertain hopes, lifting up thy hand against the servants of the Most High. For thou hast not yet escaped the judgment of the Almighty, who seeth all things. So the nations haven't escaped the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shai. It's just in that appointed time that judgment didn't come upon them yet, right? And we're even thankful. I mean, the hopeful elect is thankful that the time we in right now, tears the season for the end of Esau's rulership, right? Verse 36, it says, for our brethren who now have suffered a short pain are dead under the Most High's covenant of everlasting life. But thou, through the judgment of the Most High, shalt receive just punishment for thy pride. And all nations that's outside of Israel are prideful. Antiochus was a pride motherfucker, man. Just like George Bush, just like Bill Clinton, right? Barack Obama, Theodore Roosevelt, Reagan, right? Every president, every ruler, even the elite, they're pride. They're so prideful, they gotta hide themselves, right? Verse 37, it says, but I, as my brethren, offer up my body and life for the laws of our fathers, beseeching the Most High that we would speedily be merciful unto our nation, and that thou be torments and plagues may confess that he alone is the Most High, right? So the things that we go through the hands of the enemy of the Most High and the enemy of our nation, right? This is to show the power of Yahweh Shema Shai, right? To show he's in control and he's in power, right? Whenever we disobey him, this is the Lord's hand, right? 38, it says, and that in me and my brethren, the wrath of the Almighty, which is justly brought upon all our nation, may cease. Then the king, being enraged, handled him worse than all the rest, and took it grievously that he was mocked, right? So this king was so angry, he did the last one worse than all the other ones, right? So even in this captivity, this ruler is even more mad because this is going to be the end of his kingdom. So back to Proverbs 21:7 in GNT, the wicked are doomed by their own violence, right? So when Antiochus, Epiphanes, right? What America is doing, right? They are doomed by their own violence. They refuse to do right, and they're going to receive the right hand of Yahweh Shema Shai swiftly, right? Let's get this is Proverbs 29, verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Right? All them times we had good, great kings. Right? Yeah, Israel probably slipped here and there, but then you had some that's strong. But man's going to the Lord, right? And the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. So the Lord set up kings and removed kings, and he set up Antiochus Epiphanes, right? And we was mourning in his hands, right? In each empire or each section of Alexander's broken empire, the Seleucid Empire, Egypt with Ptolemy, Asia Minor, right? Or Greek, where Macedonia is at, right? Wherever Israel was at, we were in the hands of wicked rulers, right? And we were mourning, right? We'll drop down to verse 12. It says, let me start at 11. It says, a fool utter all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked, right? And so for him to oppress Israel and to feel, hey, this is a right thing to do to make all nations leave their ways, right? That's just a lie. Let alone Israel. When we go into the first chapter, a lot of Israel cleave or consider to the ways of we had cool niggas, man. Right? Dropping down to verse 26 to 27, it says, many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment cometh from Yahweh Shem Shai. Right? Everybody seek the ruler's favor, right? And we can go into different situations, but I'm trying to just keep it nice and short. So this is First Maccabees chapter 1. Verse 11, it says, in those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have much sorrow. So this device pleased them well, right? So some of our people became coons. They yielded to seek the ruler's favor, right? When we drop down to verse 42, let's start at 41. It says, and moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people and every one should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yet many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbaths. Right? We consented. What did it just say in Proverbs 29? Many seek the ruler's favor. Right? So we consented because we started to think, just like when I was in captivity, I thought if my sister leave Mrs. Bailey, that we'd be better off. Right? I thought if my sister leave, we would be better off. We ain't gonna move too much. She might be safe. I might be safe. Right? But that didn't end up. Right? It shows that some of Israel consented to the religion of Antiochus, right? Or whatever the Greeks was pushing. And look where we at now. That played a very important role in our history, because look at us in America now. It's easy for a nigga to be a nigga. It's easy for the daughter of Zion to be a bitch, a hoe, a slut bucket. It's easy. Just be of the world and just cleave to the society, right? Approve of being half naked. Approve of being a wife that's moving all different types of ways in and out of the streets, right? America is not a place where they want you to have a solid marriage or to have solid wives or solid women that actually wanted to be keepers at home, right? Then let alone, we didn't have men that wanted to lead women into being in order. Most men in this Greek situation probably let women have freedom, right? Because the king was allowing you to commit so much sins, we were allowing our wives to have freedom. And if we was to look at the history of America, look at us now. We do the same fucking thing that happened in Greek, but it's more easier because of the Hellenization, right? When they Hellenize Israel, it's easy to Hellenize the people without even saying let's Hellenize. Look at America. They push all their bullshit, and guess what? All our brothers and sisters is proud to be an American. At least you know I'm free. You are not free when you're paying taxes or when you're monitored on where you go and when you come back or how much money you got. If we spending all these cars, they might start pulling brothers over thinking, how is this man making this money when they're observing and watching everything that we do, right? So Antiochus was one of the worst kings in history known to man. He forced his philosophy, his culture, right, his system to all people, right? So now let's just hop into the message, right? That I'm going to add other precepts if it comes to it, right? So, Uzziah, what is you doing? This is First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 1. So like, yeah, I gotta get some other information on the screen. So we're gonna do chapter 2. Chapter 2 is kind of long, so I might kind of do it in like a 2-part, or I might just skip through it. Uh, Maccabees chapter 2 goes into from verse 1 to 4 goes into the family of Mattathias. From verse 6 to 14, it goes into Mattathias' laments, right? He basically mourns over Judah and Jerusalem. And then going over verse 15 to 28, it goes into Mattathias prevents pagan sacrifice, right? Verse 29 to 38, it goes into the Jews are killed on the Sabbath, right? And verse 39 to 48, it kind of goes into Mattathias encourages the Jews to fight for their lives and laws. Last but not least, from verse 49 to verse 70, it goes into before his death, Mattathias recalls to his sons the acts of their fathers, right? So I'll jump into each one of these, right? Just to make it quick. When we go into the family of Mattathias, he had 5 sons, if I'm not mistaken. He had 5 sons. Joanna called Cadus, Simon called Thaddeus, Judas, who was called Maccabeus, and Eleazar called Avaran, and Jonathan, whose surname was Athos, right? So these are the 5 main important men in this chapter, right? So Mattathias is lamenting over Judah, right? He's mourning over Judah and Jerusalem over what happened, right? And we'll just go through this real quick. So verse 6 to 14, let's read it. It says, and when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, woe is me, destruction, doom is me. Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city and to dwell there. And when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy in the sanctuary, into the hand of the strangers. And guess what? This place in America is gonna be broken down, right? When we look at Resident Evil, it was broken down, right? And when a place is broken down, the elites have more control over it, right? When you take all food and resource, people start to get bugged out, right? And then they need you even more, right? So our forefathers seeing the condition we were in, the state we were in. Verse 8, her temple is become as a man without glory. Wow. So the temple of Israel, it was like the Lord is using it as a symbol that this is like a man without glory. Wow. And we don't got glory every day unless we're walking in the power and the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. But that's like a lower level of that glory, right? In this time in the Greek captivity, we were men without that glory, without that shine. It says her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Wow. Even the vessels we had went into captivity, just like the damn animals in the zoo, which we read in the first chapter, verse 20 to 25. It says, her infants are slain in the streets and her young men with the sword of the enemy, right? Because of being circumcised, let alone, look at us in America. Our kids is getting slain left and right, let alone you have a pedophile creep looking at your son or your daughter, man, from the distance, man. Right? Verse 10, it says, what nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils, right? Just a side little precept, because for the sake of time, when we go to Zechariah, the 2nd chapter, he said, it's basically not one nation that did not have a part, right? This is Zechariah chapter 2, verse 8. For thus saith Yahweh Shemashai of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nation which spoil you, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apples of my eye. So Antiochus touched the apple of the Most High eye. He was telling you niggas you couldn't call yourself a Jew. We couldn't do the feast. You were killed if you circumcised. You were killed if you did the Sabbath. You were killed if you were reading out the law. So for me reading out the book now, I would have been dead. Damn near everybody in this house would have been dead because they would have thought they'd be reading the scriptures too, right? Going back to first Maccabees chapter 2, we have verse 11. I'm going to read 10 again. What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she is become a bond slave. Let's go look back at Sarai and Hagar. One was a bondwoman and another was a free woman. Sarai was the free woman, Hagar was the bondwoman, right? So the vessels that was taken from us, we was once a free woman. When you look at the nations taking our vessels, now we look like we're actually a bondwoman now, right? And we go to Jeremiah, the Lord says, let's see if I can get that real quick. You know, the excitement, man, is in the scriptures. Bro. The excitement is the will of wanting to learn, right? Even if I know this, it's even more exciting to learn it and hear it again, right? This is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? We are spoiled because we don't know the Most High. We don't know his marvelous works. We forgot about what he did in Egypt, right? And why is that? It's because our forefathers wasn't training up a child in the way they should go, right? Our forefathers departed, right? And somewhat their descendants, and we departed, right? Of course, the prophets and the elect in those different times were still cleaving to Yahweh Shema Shai, right? Verse 12, it says, and behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory, is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it, right? When we go into this word Gentiles, this is talking about actual nations. This is talking about the Greeks. This is talking about Antiochus and his fellow servants, right? They have profaned it. It says, to what end, therefore, shall we live any longer? Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth and mourn very sore, right? And just for that one little point right there, they were catching hell, right? We complained, but these brothers put sackcloth on and they started praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, right? When times get hard, right? We in a tough spot. What do? Right? Verse, now we jump it down to 15 to 28, just to show the point of Mattathias preventing pagan sacrifices, right? When we went over the 9th verse, when it deals with the glorious vessels getting taken out, that's First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 23 to 24, right? So now, First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 15. It reads, it says, in the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came unto the city Madin to make them sacrifice. And when many Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in the city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done, yea, the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem. So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and with gold and many rewards. When I was in the street, and now I'm coming to truth, brothers that's pushing you to be a drug dealer is not your friend. And this king wanted Israel to commit sins. He is not a friend. He's an op, right? Plain and simple, right? You cannot trust your enemies. 19, it says, Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him and fall away every one from the religions of their fathers and give consent to his commandments, right? And we gotta ponder this. Our forefathers left Mattathias and the rest of the Israelites and consented to the ways of the king. And look at us now. Go outside, go do what you. I'm about to leave my house and go do what I'm going to go do, right? And everywhere I go, in work, out of work, when I'm doing rides, whatever I'm doing, I can always see a lost soul. Every time you can tell somebody's dealing with something, and they'd be like, "Oh man, I'm going through this," and then you just try to give them one. They can hear it, but they don't hear it. People don't care. But when shit hit the fan, people are they're gonna be running, trying to look for the men of the Lord. I can't really help you on that part, right? I'm gonna start verse 20. It says, Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers, right? God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinance. So God forbid that we should abandon the law or the ordinance. We should be rehearsing those wherever we are, because it reminds you of where you came from. Every time we do the high holy days, even if you don't know, you can be like, yo, what does it mean? And if a brother is in these scripts, he's going to be able to give you that answer. Our high holy days mean something. Our feast means something. That Shabbat means something, right? And it just goes in line with history on why we do this and why we don't do that, right? We should be just like Mattathias and his sons and his children, right? Striving for the truth until death, right? The Most High gonna fight for us. We don't want to give up our position, right? We don't want to give up our crown because this king wants us to do this and we want to be his friend. Man, excuse my language. Fuck his crown, right? Esau, what they gonna do here? They're gonna try to give you a good freaking gift during Jacob's trouble, right? Or before Jacob's trouble. Man, excuse my language. Fuck that gift. Revelation chapter 3, verse 11. Behold, I come quickly. Let's start at 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And in the same time of the Greek, they had an hour of temptation. When we read 1 Maccabees chapter 1, verse 42, and everyone should leave his law, so all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king, and many also of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profane Sabbaths. When the new world actually hit, some of our brothers and sisters are going to consent to the new world order. You see how that just lined up? Just ain't nothing new under the sun, right? It's going to be a great hour. Just like it was a great hour in the Greek captivity, it was a great hour in Rome, right? So he says, in our temptation, he said he was going to keep us from the hour of temptation, right? And he said, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast. Let no man take thy crown. In some, especially Mattathias, his sons, and 2 Maccabees chapter 7, where the 7 sons and the mom died for Yahweh Shai's sake, right? It's us seeing this history is for us to stand bold, man. Stand bold like a lion. The Lord says, who would stand for me against the evildoers, man? We all should be saying, I will, right? That's what we should be doing, right? Verse 22, we will not hearken to the king's word to go from our religion, either on the right hand or the left hand, right? And this is where we at right now in 2023. We are supposed to get back to coming back to the Lord and remember who he is. And then when we get in this, brothers shouldn't be looking back to getting away from this, man, right? Don't make no Terry from day to day if you had the talent to teach this word. Just because you want to sip coochie, just because you wanted to have fun, you wanted to make a song, nigga, make the song and get back to work. What does normal work do? You clock out, you go on break, and then you clock back in, right? 23, it says, now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all to sacrifice on the altar, which was at Madin, according to the king's commandment. Which thing, when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his rein trembled. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar. Also the king's commissioner, who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at that time. And the altar he pulled down. Look how mighty the Lord put a spirit on this man. He killing, slaying down, and bringing down the altar. Look at us in America. It's hot, man. We'll get a whole charge. If the little David picture that's in front of Martin Luther King Park in Buffalo, they got this man booty hole naked with his Oscar Mayer winner out just like this, but he a whole Edomite. You got to be tearing that shit down. Them crosses that's in these churches like Zion Dominion, True Bethel, we supposed to be tearing these things down. But the Lord put a spirit on them to do that. We're in the time where we at now, we don't even know who the fuck we is. And the ones that's do, it's all about coming back into the ministry. That's just it, right? The Lord put that spirit on them to do that. We just read, right? The king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. So what you think your heart is in the hands of the Lord, regardless if it's to do wicked or to be righteous, right? To continue on, verse 26, it says, thus dealt zealously for the law. He dealt zealously for the law of the Most High, like at Phanes, did unto Zambri, the son of Salam. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me. Right? Who is zealous for Yahweh? Right now, we more in the spirit. Because soon as if you're zealous for Yahweh Shema Shai, you automatically are doing the works. Right now, we're more in the time of the spirit. We ain't first saying law. We saying who's moving in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai. Automatically, if you move in the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, you're not eating pork. You're not being lazy, right? You're not trying to. You're trying to be a wife. You're trying to be a husband. You're not trying to be a whole slut bucket. You're not trying to be a man to say, "Hey, the Lord said I can have multiple wives," and you get it, and you're not playing the role. It's okay to accept certain things in the scriptures. Not expedient for everybody, right? Right now, the time we in now is all about spiritual, moving spiritual. Look at the stuff that our forefathers had to go through in the time of Antiochus bitch ass, right? 28, it says, so he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city. So they left their home place because it was too wicked, too crazy in their place. It was not too much that they could do, so they fled away, right? This is very important, a very important part. Then verse 29 to 38, it goes into the Jews are killed on the Shabbat. So let's pay attention. If you're able to do the Friday, Saturday, or the lunar Shabbat, you should be thankful, right? Before we go into any to continue on, let's just get this one precept from 1 Thessalonians, man. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 18. In everything give thanks, for this is the will of the Most High and the Mashiach Yahweh Shai concerning you. Right? Give thanks to Yahweh Shema Shai that me and you are actually able to keep our Shabbat to the best of our ability. Yeah, we might have to work, but it's not on the way where you'll get killed for it right now. Right? So let's get into it. Right? Salaki. Verse 29. It says, then many that sought after justice and judgment went down into the wilderness to dwell there. Both they and their children, their wives and their cattle, because of affliction increased sore upon them, right? Affliction increased on our brothers and sisters, man, right? Hold on. I want to get something real quick. I want to get something real quick. I'm gonna try to see if this is a precept I want to bring out. Numbers 25. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to find it. Okay, I'm just showing how zealous Mattathias and whoever was following him, and it's just a lammy off of what happened in Numbers the 25th chapter, where it says the Israelites commit idolatry at Shittim, right? So Numbers chapter 25, I would believe you should read from verse 1 all the way to 15, but I'm just going to start at verse 10. It says, and Yahweh Shemashai spake unto Moses, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, have turned my wrath away from the children of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consume not the children of Israel in my jealousy. Wherefore say, behold, I give unto him my covenant of peace, and he shall have it in his seed after him, even a covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his God and made an atonement for the children of Israel, right? He had a zeal, right? And it's all about having that zeal for the Lord, being ready to give somebody an answer, getting ready to teach, right? You see a brother off or he's not on fire as much, right? You're gonna have a zeal to get him back on his fire. You might chill with him. You might get him back on his high horse, right? When you have a zeal for the Most High, you go hard for the Lord. You like Elijah, you jealous for the Lord, right? You don't want nobody bullshitting or at any type of level in this ministry, right? And the Spirit is going to compel you. Now you starting to rebuke brothers when brothers teaching wrong. Brothers brothers not every day just what, you know how many congregations, how many videos other brothers might be doing to watch every video just to see you bullshitting? No, it's just the Spirit flows, and YouTube is just an engine. So if your video keep getting moved, eventually these brothers is going to see it, they might watch it, and they're going to see something that's incorrect, they're going to make a video, right? You got to have a zeal for the Lord, man, right? And that's what the Maccabees had, right? So this is First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 31. Now when it was told the king's servant in the host that was at Jerusalem in the city of David, that certain men who had broken the king's commandment were gone down into the secret places in the wilderness, they pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they camped against them and made war against them on the Sabbath day. Right? These nations don't give a damn about your high holy days. And look what happened in the Greek captivity. They're making war with you on your Shabbat, where it's supposed to be a peace to rest. They do not give a damn, let alone we in America, right? I had auditions to go. I had to audition, but me getting accepted or approved to be on BMF and the Wu-Tang Clan and Raising Canaan was like the last one. And I was going to leave, go out, Manhattan, and do my little thing or wherever the auditions was at. But at the end of the day, they didn't want me to keep the Sabbath, because I was asking them like, hey, look, my Shabbat is on this time, I'm Jewish. Because you know how the industry move. Can I have the Sabbath off? They say straight up, no, you can't. We need you, right? So we know, well, when you put the Lord's ways above anything, especially when the nations want you to do something, they do not give a damn. We can't wear mixed fact. They don't give a damn. Oh, our women, she got to dress modest. They don't give a damn. Look what they do in the Sexy Red. They probably whispering her, be more provocative, be more of a skank. They love it. They love it. And they sitting back getting money. Then if they love skanks, then why your wife not out here like a skank? Because she sleep. All these rappers and artists is fucking sleep. Because if they read between the line, they don't have no value. They just being used. Just like in Greek captivity and Rome captivity, we were astonishment. We were in their sports, playing games. Look where we at now. You play sports, now you're making music. The best artists in the game, right? Let's close it out. Let's continue. Verse 30, verse 32. Wait, let me see, make sure. Yeah, verse 32. They pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they camped against them and made war against them on the Sabbath day. They said unto them, let that which ye have done hitherto suffice. Come forth and do according to the commandment of the king, and ye shall live. You see how they try to give you that good gift? Hey, if you follow the decree of the king, guess what? You gonna live, my brother. Right? Every good gift destroys the heart, right? Because after this, then it's something else. Then after that, it's something else. Never trust, man. You know what? Let's get that one too, right? We keep bringing that out. It's Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And we know how rusty iron get. It get rusty, right? First Corinthians chapter 2, and we at verse 34. It says, but they said, we will not come forth, neither will we do the king's commandment to profane the Sabbath day. So then they gave them the battle with all speed, howbeit all answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them, nor stopped the places where they lay hid. Right? These people throwing stones. I mean, these people, let's read it. Let's read that one more time and make sure. Where the heck was that? Okay, howbeit they answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them, nor stopped the places where they lay hid. Right? They didn't even pick up nothing to make war with these Greeks, man. Look at how unmovable they was, man. You know what? The Lord is watching us, man. Let's trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right? Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter, verse 9. It says, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful and love shall abide with him, for grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. Right? The Lord is putting that spirit on them not to do anything, man, because they're trusting in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right? So verse 37, it says, but said, let us die all in our innocence. Heaven and earth shall testify for us that ye put us to death wrongfully. Right? He said, let us die in all our innocence. Right? So he wanted to stand bold like a lion. Right? Sirach 4:27. Strive for the truth until death, and the Most High shall fight for you. So he said, man, we just go die, man. Let's die for the Lord, man. If they gonna come stab him, let them do it, man. Right? That's crazy, man. And they was gonna get put to death wrongfully, man. But let's see what happens. It says, so they rose up against them in battle on the Sabbath, and they slew them with their wives and children and their cattle to the number of 1,000. So that shows you the spirit had to hit them because it was the Sabbath still. The Lord put that spirit on them because these Greeks was about to kill Israel, right? And guess what? Mattathias and his men rose up and started slaying these mother suckers, man, in front of their wives and their children. So imagine that, man. Your wives and your kids respect you, man. You a freaking superhero. We in 2023, nigga, you doing your kids' homework, you paying rent. You ain't no damn superhero. Now, technically in the spirit, most women, you know, if a man is moving righteous, he doing the work of the Lord, he on the highways and byways, he leading. Most cases, that wife and them kids is looking at you like a superhero, technically, right? But what great it would be to be with Mattathias in this time right here. Your wife or your wives was gonna be in line. Like, this man gave up his life for us, man. Let alone he did it on the Shabbat, knowing we supposed to be chilling, right? Imagine how submissive these women was. Imagine how scared your kids was. Your kids wasn't thinking about a PlayStation or running around the street playing Ding Dong Ditch, right? Oh, I want to be near my dad Mattathias. I want to be near Jonathan. I want to be near him. I want to be near him. I don't want to go nowhere, Mom. Right? Then when we think about America getting the diesel men getting butt broken, we talking about a big ass diesel man. You know what I'm saying? Right? Who can I use? Who the heck can I use? Let's say 50 Cent. Fuck it. We gonna say 50 Cent. And he getting broken down in front of his wife or his wives and his children. Right? Then eventually our kids start looking at us as being weak. Or your wife might not even respect you. Right? But imagine this right here. Your wife seeing you. You know what? I'm about to lay myself down. These niggas not about to kill us because guess what? When they come, they killing us, our wives, and our kids. Imagine that fear. Like what Yaramayasa, he said, let me see in Jacob Trouble, somebody hurt my kid or somebody. He said, I'm about to go God mode. And I can see it, bro. Let somebody do anything to my Uzziah, my London, my Mariah, my TJ, my Araya, my Mai, let alone Iwad and Noya. I'm telling you, somebody's getting done. They gonna be so done that you gonna hear somebody in the house say, "Ooh, hey." Like you could tell the spirit and the might these men had on them in order to go do this, man. Right? And this is what it's about when we doing this truth. We laying ourselves down for our wives, our wife, and our children, man. And for the brotherhood, man. I just got me amped. Verse 38, it says, so they rose up against them in battle on the Sabbath. They slew them with their wives and children and their cattle to the number of 1,000. Now when Mattathias and his friends understood hereof, they mourned for them right sore. And one of them said to another, if we all do as our brethren have done, and fight not for our lives, right? So hold on. Let's see something. Because now when we just read the next verse, that can be going into Israel, right? Mattathias is seeing the nations kill their wives. What does it say? Yup. 2 Maccabees chapter 2, verse 38 in the GNT. So the enemy attacked them on the Sabbath and killed the men, their wives, their children, their livestock. 1,000 people died. When Mattathias and his friends heard the news about this, they were greatly saddened and said to one another, if all of us do as these other Jews have done and refuse to fight, right? So you got to think, these Jews was like, you know what? It's the Shabbat. I don't want to fight. It's the Shabbat. It's supposed to be a rest. And they all died. The husband, the wives, and the children. Mattathias like, man, let's not do what they done, right? Let's not do what they done and refuse to fight the Gentiles to defend our lives and our religion. We will soon be wiped off the face of the earth. On that day, they decided that if anyone attacked them on the Shabbat, they would defend themselves so that they would not all die as other Jews have done in the caves, man. They stood up like bold lions, man. We seen these people die. Yes, they were strong for the law, Yahweh Shema Shai, which is correct. But right now, if we just keep sitting here, we'll be all wiped out. We about to do this, man. And that spirit must have came upon them, man. Right? Verse 42 says, then came there unto him a company of Asadians, who were mighty men of Israel, even all such as were volunteers devoted unto the law. Also all they that fled for persecution joined themselves unto them and were a stay unto them. Imagine that all these Israelites coming out of nowhere. Now they Cleveland like, man, we going to war with y'all, man. Imagine that, man. All praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. 44, it says, so they joined their forces and smote sinful men in their anger and wicked men in their wrath. But the rest fled to the heathen for success, basically for safety. You know what I'm saying? They went over there for safety, right? And the whole point from 39 all the way to 48, it goes into Mattathias encourages the Jews to fight for their lives and the laws. And this is what we supposed to be doing now. Stand bold for your heritage. What a one brother did, Lord willing, I could do a video on this coming week or these coming days. It was a video where he says, this is not about the culture, right? We not making a rap song for the culture. We not bringing guns for the culture. Man, this is about the spirit, man. It's you living or walking in the spirit. This is not about no fucking culture like the Migos, man. Right? We got to come in here and move in the spirit. Brothers holding weapons, nukes and missiles, knives and swords. You niggas is scary out here, man. You saying you got Yahweh Shema Shad on your side, but you're looking scary, brother. Right? The men of the Lord in this book, in Kings, with Elijah, Elisha, and we could keep on going, man, they trusted in Yahweh Shema Shad. They called on Yahweh Shema Shad. Right? We in this time of Hanukkah right now, where our temple was destroyed, man, and the Maccabees recaptured it, cleansed it, and rebuilding it back up. And we're seeing a good receipt, a good record on how they recaptured it. They got shit handled. They had to lay themselves down. They had to slay some people, man. Right? This is a beautiful history, but it's a terrible history, man. Right? It shows the men of the Lord not folding to this society, man. In the second Maccabees chapter 7, you see kids getting killed for the word of the Lord. But we in 2023, kids worried about play. Our kids lost that vibe and that spirit, man. Most kids that get in this truth because of their parents, they don't have that fire like some of the kids in the scriptures in past time. We are drained. I believe it's Second Ezra, the 5th chapter. Verse 50 to 55 tell you how old the world got, the lower our stature became, our stature, right? Man, I pray that the Lord give me this strength, this might, this courageous mindset like the Maccabees, right? In the time of Jacob's trouble. Verse 45, it says that Mattathias and his friends went round about and pulled down the altars. And what children soever they found within the coast of Israel uncircumcised, though they circumcised valiantly, they pursued also. And just this one thing I just wanted to say, because I had told somebody that even I told my wives that they have to work on being parents, right? I worry about all this other stuff, worry about being parents, because Jacob trouble can come and it might be a sister and she might need me, right? But outside that, it might be a kid knocking at the door, right? In most cases, we got to get those babes because the babes is the next generation. That kid can be one of the elect and he just never taught. He's just a babe. And we got to pull him in, right? So what did it say? It said that when they went to a coast and it was Israelites uncircumcised, they circumcised them valiantly, right? So imagine we see some kids, we circumcise them in the spirit by giving them the truth, right? In the new covenant, we ain't going to be teaching nobody. But just imagine Jacob's trouble. We're not going to be going out to the highways and byways teaching. But that don't mean that when we're coming together, and whoever cleaves to you, you don't think you're going to be giving them scriptures to let them know why you move like this, why you in faith, why you tell them to have patience and this and that, right? We're going to grab up these kids and circumcise them in the spirit to the best of our ability. Lord willing, you can get it. Lord willing, that did not go over your head, right? 47, it says, they pursued also after the proud men and work prospered in their hand. So they recovered the law out of the hand of the Gentiles and out of the hand of the kings. Neither suffered they the sinner to triumph. Now when the time drew near that Mattathias should die, he said unto his sons, now have pride, rebuke, gotten strength in the time of destruction, in the wrath of indignation. Now, therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law and give your lives for the covenant of our fathers, right? That's why you want to say that you rehearse the righteous acts. That you doing the law, but it's all about faith. It's all about believing. It's about doing this work, right? You want the whole volume. Our forefathers had the law. We got a chance to know Yahushua came into play. So we come in this thing in the whole volume of the Bible, right? Be sincere for the whole ministry of Yahweh Shema Shai, not one part, the whole thing, right? Be bold as a lion every day. Be bold as a lion. Think to be bold as a lion, right? 51, right? It says, call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall ye receive great honor in an everlasting name. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, right? Because didn't he have faith? He believed what the Lord told him to do. He was about to kill his son, right? And he was considered a friend. Are you a friend of the Lord, man? Are you a friend of the Lord? Do you have faith in the history that the Lord has given you, right? They took these books out. The Roman Church, Catholic Church took these hidden books out, so you wouldn't even know what their nation has done to you, man. We're so lost in the sauce, and I ain't even saying hot sauce, right? 53, it says, Joseph in the time of his distress kept the commandments and was made Lord of Egypt. You know how he did? Is one pivotal joint where Pharaoh's wife, or a man, a governor, right? Governor of Egypt, wife, came on to Joseph. Joseph's like, Hags, no, I can't do this. I can't commit adultery. You the king's wife. He held it down, steadfast and immovable, and got put in prison, right? What are we gonna do when this Quran get pushed? I don't care how anybody feel. I'm saying what me and my brothers teach, man. What Revelation 13 is saying, it's physical. Buying and selling. If anybody take this, Revelation 14, 9 and 10, you're not getting the kingdom, BB. And it goes back to when we look at Antiochus, when he said, everybody leaves your law and let's become one people. The New World Order is going to be just like Antiochus, man. Right? It's not going to be just like, it's going to be greater, man. This is going to be the real New World Order where everybody, and if you don't do it, you're going to die. You're not even, Bill Gates said if you do not, when it actually get ushered in, if you don't take his mRNA system, you are not even considered a citizen, right? Find these our Father in being zealous and fervent obtain the covenant of everlasting precept. Jesus, for fulfilling the word, was made a judge in Israel. Khalid, and when it's saying Jesus right here, it's saying Joshua, right? Because when you look at Esus, what is IESUS, how they spelled Jesus before it was Jesus, it all stems from Joshua. So that's they're saying Joshua. Khalid, because Khalid was with Joshua. Say Khalid for bearing witness before the congregation received the inheritance of the land. David for being merciful possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom. Elijah for being zealous and fervent of the law was taken up unto heaven, man. Elijah got beamed up. All these cheers we seen, every time we're like, man, Elijah got beamed up. I wonder, was it small, was it big? Even Yahushua got beamed up. This is in our history to fathom, to like grasp this in, man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's still hard, like, man, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I haven't seen the chariot close up. But I believe it because I'm out here seeing these chariots, right? All praise to Yahweh Shema Shai for his history, right? Ananias, Azariah, and Mishael, which were the three wise men, these prophets that was with Daniel in Babylon that got pushed in the furnace. It says, by believing were saved out of the flame. Daniel, for his innocence, was delivered from the mouth of lions. Thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. You want to, hey, let's get something. This is a verse that Yarmayan always bring out faithfully. This is Sirach chapter 1, verse 10. Look at the generation of old and see, did ever any trust in Yahweh Shema Shai and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Right? Let's read that part again. It says, thus consider ye throughout the ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. Right? We put our trust in the Lord. Wisdom Psalm 3 and 9, you're going to know the truth. Right? The Lord loves his elect. Right? And the Lord is going to put you in his ministry and you're going to devour that loaf. Right? That loaf of yem yem, which is this knowledge, this truth, this wisdom, this understanding, these prophecies, these dark sayings, these parables. Tastes so good, it's on the tip of your finger. You can't even get that sauce off. You know what I'm saying? You try to get the sauce on your finger. That's how this ministry is, man. It says, fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms. Right? So what Esau is saying, this lady just said in the Congress, this Israeli woman, that what happened in Israel with the Palestinians and them is all because of the black young race. So I gotta say, my kids is the reason. They wasn't even over there. How the hell they got something to do with it, man? It's because we're waking up, man. We may say, welcome back. That's, man, through the spirit, we coming back in this mother sucker, man. So when I think about Hanukkah, I think about us coming back, man. When you think about the temple getting built it up, you think about the tabernacles of David getting built it up. The tabernacles of David is the 12 tribes of Israel. They're getting built it up, man. I wasn't never doing this. If it was me, I'd be rolling up a blunt and seeing who's puffing what they puffing. You know what I'm saying? And we bagging as many little bitties as we want, but we keeping them. The Lord turned it around. Now he got me teaching his word, and I'm not ashamed wherever I go. Yes, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm wearing my Jews. I want to shine like a brew. I want somebody, hey, is you single? Nope, I got wives. You want to join or you don't. You know what I'm saying? I love everybody in my, that's mine. You know what I'm saying? When you come serve Yahweh Shem Shai, you love everybody that loves the Lord. You gonna take them serious, man. You gonna fight for them, man. You gonna try to guide them and tell them, look, this is the way we gotta go. That's not the way, man. You too thick and thin. You're gonna make sure everybody is in order and everybody's okay, man. Coming to serve Yahweh Shem Shai is about building and cleansing, right? And you hear Hanukkah is all about recapturing the temple, cleansing it, and dedicating it. So when we get in this truth, dedicate your life to the truth. Rebuild this ministry with the rest of the men of the Lord while the Lord is moving you, right? Dedicate your life to the truth. Rebuild the tabernacles of David, right? But what we're doing now is trying to capture Israel's attention right now. Because when you go into it, they're capturing the temple because they got to overtake the heathens. They got to overtake the Gentiles to take the temple over, right? So we got to capture Israel. We got to get all the attention, right? And that's why you got to keep flooding in the unicorn, man. How are we going to capture them? I can't just say, hey, y'all over there, man, y'all Israelites. They not going to come over here. That's not going to help none, man, because the sheep know the voice. All you got to do is do the work and they going to know that you different. They going to see that light in you, man, right? Don't force the hand of the Lord. Just let the spirit flow, right? You got to have a zeal for the Lord, but according to knowledge. 63. Today he shall be lifted up, and tomorrow he shall not be found, because he returned into the dust, and his thoughts is come to nothing. Wherefore, ye my sons, be valiant, show yourselves men in the behalf of the law, for by it shall ye obtain glory, right? We're going to obtain glory, man, if we be valiant, right? And if we be sure of the law of the Most High and the testimonies. And behold, I know that your brother Simon is a man of counsel. Give ear unto him always. He shall be a father unto you. As for Judas Maccabeus, he have been mighty and strong, even from his youth up. Let him be your captain and fight the battle for the people. Take also unto you all those that observe the law and avenge ye the wrong of your people. And this is what we do when we lay ourselves down like a living sacrifice on the highways and byways. We're avenging our brothers and sisters by teaching this truth, man. We're speaking against this system, man, right? Ain't no other job better than serving Yahweh Shema Shai and ushering in the hopeful elect, man. This is the best job, man. You getting 6 figures, excuse my language, for anybody. Fuck your job. Ain't nothing better than this, man. Right? If it's causing you to leave away from this, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? If that girl coochie so good and make you want to leave, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Right? It's about dying for this truth, man. Right? Because it's spirits made out here to keep you away from this light. It's spirits out here that want to keep you in darkness, because the Lord search your heart and he know you ain't no good, right? And if you not talking that talk and you not examining yourself, I'm sorry. You're just a demon. You know what I'm saying? You're a lost cause. Actually, Asher said this. You are extra in a freaking video game. You're a background player. You're a background player. Anybody that's not taking your Yahweh Shema Shai serious, you are a background player. That's all you is, a background player. Right? Verse 67. It says, take also unto you all those that observe the law, and avenge ye the wrong of your people. Repay fully the heathen, and take heed to the commandments of the law. Right? So he's saying repay fully the heathen. We know let me get this preset, because Yahweh Shema Shai is going to bring it. Right? This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. And the Greeks are even so the test tube monkeys in that time, the Romans. I'm going to take a sip, y'all, just for y'all, man. They're going to get it. TJ, you take a sip too. He got water. Yes. And we see it. America is on one, excuse my language again. America is on one fucking leg, man. They're going to get what they reap, what they sow Greek. They reap what they sow Roman. They did too, but they really didn't, because Esau's is still flourishing. So when this kingdom fall, all Esau's dominion is going to get hit. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, right? So recompense fully the heathen, take heed to the commandment of the law. So he blessed them and was gathered to his fathers, and he died in the 146th year, and his sons buried him in the scepter of his fathers at Madin, and all Israel made great lamentation for him. Right? We should be praising the Most High, how he was moving Maccabees, right? We should be praising the Lord, how he moved Judas, man. We should be praising Yahweh Shema Shai, right? Because if the Lord did not raise Maccabees, Judas, right, we wouldn't even be where we at right now yet, right? But the Lord choose who he's going to choose to get the job done. So right now, just to switch this whole lesson and keep it in this lane, who's going to rise up for the Lord today in this place where we're called not the people, man? In this place called America, in this world, they telling us that we are not the Israelites, right? But eventually it's going to be a place where even Israel and everybody going to say, those the people, man. They're too prideful to say it, man. It's because their kingdom is still in power. So what we need to do is keep prophesying, and we need to start praying to the Lord to continue to reveal the children of Israel to the world, man. Right? So Lord willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect, whoever you may be, because it was edifying to me, man. It got me excited, man. It got me ready to smack a test tube monkey just for playing their damn role. They playing their role. Putin, Joe Biden falling off that, man, they playing their role. Whatever you doing, keep doing it. What's next? Who's the next president? I hope he's worse. Please. Please make them, please make it worse. Right? Make it so bad the kids can't even go outside. Make it so bad that man, you gotta eat one piece of bread a day. I can't wait. Because the more things happen, the more prophecies come, the more you know when that door open, you getting the fuck out of here, man. I'm just saying, man, ain't nothing like when the kingdom falls. Because then whatever you plan for, what's to happen after, that's what you know what I'm saying? You gotta have your mind on. Do not let nobody take your crown. Because if somebody take your crown, you ain't getting shit when this shit falls. Work on getting your crown. With that, it's your brother Dargabar. I'm not better than you. You damn sure not better than me. But we got to understand, this ministry of Yahweh Shemal Shai is better than what the freak you think you do. So with that, Shalom, Kwam Yeshua.
Can I tell you what I learned?